You'll be in the hearing tomorrow asking questions. Democrats are going to play the blame game. What are you going to say to these executives? What's your point that you want to raise with them?
Yeah, that's right, Stuart. Look, there's going to be two different narratives. Democrats are going to say that these big oil companies and small oil companies are price makers, that they could change the price if they wanted to, that they could drill more and could produce if they wanted to. Republicans are going to offer an alternative narrative, which points out a lot of other factors. So some of those factors are the following. One, there's been a chilling regulatory environment, or at least threat of a regulatory environment, for the past year and a half since Biden took office. And by the way, a year and a half ago is also when prices started to go up. We'll point that out as well. And so oil companies, if they were going to invest in that new production, it would have happened, it would have needed to happen about a year and a half ago. But of course, the Democrats have been threatening them with extra taxes, threatening them with extra regulations. This puts a large chilling effect on the industry. Second, we're going to talk about ESG. Elon Musk recently said ESG is the devil incarnate. Now, why would he say that? What is ESG? It's environmental, society, governance. It's basically in the financial markets, and I think a lot of your viewers already know this, but in the financial industry, it's a cultural trend, really. It's a cultural trend that says, look, let's change oil and gas from the inside out instead of from the outside in. And so they buy up larger shares, they get board seats on these big oil companies, and then they say, I mean, outwardly, BlackRock CEO Larry Fink said, we are going to change consumers' behavior, we're going to change the producers' behavior. So they get on these boards, and then they say, don't drill, instead invest in renewables. So all of these factors come together and create an environment where there's not a lot of incentive to be producing more. And that's a real problem for American consumers who need their prices to go down.
Would you agree with the following statement, which I've made many times? We are being asked to pay the price for green energy dreams. Yes?
Absolutely. And then look, we can see that in California, we can see that in Germany. The Germany-France case study is a really good one because France invested in nuclear a long time ago. 70–80% of their energy is from nuclear. Germany did their own Green New Deal, $700 billion investments in solar and wind. And what did they end up doing? Having to fire up their coal plants again and be reliant on Russia for energy because these renewable energy sources are not reliable. They're weather dependent. Look, they're fine in some places, but they'll never make up a large enough mix of the energy production to really make a difference, and they're certainly going to drive your prices up. In California, you see their prices go up 6 times more than everybody else in the country. And what do they get for it? Rolling blackouts.
Yeah, some of us are a little tired of it too.